First thing you got to figure out what these lights is. Where do you want to install these control boxes? I recommend these style boxes. They have A, B, and C on them. There's 3 different flash patterns. A does 8 times on the left, 8 times on the right, I believe. B makes them flash like 1, 1, 1, 1, and C makes them all go off at the same time. And of course they have power buttons. What you will need for this job is simple wire crimpers, crazy glue, and a nice cordless drill. And possibly figure out a spot on your vehicle that is easily noticeable. On my truck, I chose the roof. I have 8 separate lights up there on the roof, and I have 1 set on either side of my box. Now, hide your wires the best you can. For me, I chose to put them through an existing hole on the bottom of my cab. Obviously, your wires for your strobe lights aren't that long. I think they are only about a foot, maybe 4 feet long in length. So I took some 18 gauge wire and I butt connected them to stock lights. Then I butt connected them to the control boxes here. You can run up to 100 sets of lights off these. This one here I have 6 running off, and this one here I have the other 6 running off of this box here. So you butt connect them in. Try to figure out which flash patterns are what. Like this one here is opposite of this one. Try to figure that one out. Best way to do that is mark a 1 on each side on each light that runs this one, and a 2 for the opposite light. So then you know when you ride into the cab of your vehicle which ones went where. Now, how do you hook them up? You can easily hook them up underneath your dash and through your fuse panel with a little bit of soldering and some creativity. Or take an old cell phone charger or old cordless, this one right here is an old cordless air compressor cable here, positive and negative, and connect it to your power cable going to your control boxes. You plug it in, and these lights have been on this vehicle now for about 3 months. This is Canada, this is the end of January, and they've so far survived fairly well actually. What I typically do is I take a bead of clear silicone and I go all the way around each light as to not let the moisture or anything inside of it. And I use black loom. Standard Canadian Tire loom is about $7 for 10 feet of 1/2 inch. Anyway, remember what I said about super glue? It's the only thing that's going to work on these unless you want to drill into your metal into your vehicle. To remove it, you might think that super glue may remove the paint. I haven't had that. I just simply took a heat gun, I ripped these off with a heat gun blowing on it, maybe like a little bit of a butter knife, and just scrape at it for removal. Or you could be creative and make your own homemade light bar out of it. So I am using 2 different control boxes. One to control my amber lights and one to control my white lights. As I was saying earlier, they have 3 different switches on them. One so that one side will go 4 times, the other side will go 4 times. One so that they will alternate, and one so that it will go all at the same time. So now that you have 2 different control boxes, 2 different lights, you can have a couple different patterns. I'll show you the one that I use more often when I'm on the side of the road doing power line work. This one is my power line one. I have 3 strobes on each side of the box as well. This is just my amber lights. At night time when I put these ones on, it usually scares away tailgaters. And this is with all of them flashing on at the same time. And this one here is when they're all going like 4 or 5 times each, back and forth. The white ones are controlled separately than the orange ones. Now remember, when you are installing them, you should always mark off which light is which with a number. So it all depends on what kind of flash pattern that you want. This is what I wanted, so this is what I did. Up close you can see how I did mine. I have 4 LED strobe lights in the front that have 3 LEDs in each one. That behind them I have 4 with 22 LEDs in them. Then the windows have more of the 22 LED ones. And on each side of the box I have 3 LEDs.